We were too young to care about untouchability. Change is imminent, and I hope when it happens, we're not on the wrong side of history. Last night, deep in conversation with a friend, I was reminded of my childhood, a particular incident which reoccurred several times in many different shades. I am from a family of priests, and for generations we have been performing rituals for our yamanas, or clientele, through this chain. Though this chain was broken with my father's generation going out of our village and seeking more formal careers, even though my father's generation doesn't perform the tasks of a priest, we can still call ourselves Brahmins, the pure ones. Every summer vacation, we'd visit our ancestral village in Rainkiet, a picturesque town in lower Himalayas. My nanny, or maternal grandmother's place, isn't very far from daddy, paternal grandfather. 2 to 3 hours trek through the jungle. It isn't very long or tough, but to us kids, it is used to be tiring, and when we curled up in Nanny's arms at the end, the trip seemed like a real victory. However, much to our relief, there was a lone house some 30 minutes before Nanny's village, and every time we took that jungle route, we'd stop at this house and ask for water. It was a cheerful family, and occasionally they'd offer us kanfa, some sort of wild berries. We always felt very happy and even thankful that they lived outside the village boundary and closer to jungle and offered some relief from the long journey in the wilderness. Of course, in those days, we didn't understand that they were not living outside the village boundaries. Rather, they were forced to because they were from a particular lower caste, because they were untouchables. And even though we went to their door with our tired bodies and they offered us water and food, our nanny, when we told her that we had canfal at the house, suspected an ill scheme by lowly untouchables to polluting us Brahmins and then spreading tale in whole village that high priest's grandchildren eat with us. We were given an advisory to not go to that house again. But what good that advice be to an 11-year-old kid? We were too young to care about untouchability. But that was not the only instance when I encountered these practices, the societal order. I've seen my friends lie about their castes so they can rent a place. I've seen men, women, and children walk miles every day to get water simply because they weren't allowed to use the well in the village. People being denied entry in temples because they're of particular caste or gender. Men and women beaten and lynched because they overstepped the bounds of their caste. I've seen these episodes from ugly close quarters. But time has changed now, and with time, our explanations to validate these atrocities. While my grandparents were simple people, and for them, these untouchables were lesser beings, they didn't deserve to sit with us or enter the premise of our house. With my friends, it's a lot more sophisticated. When you say we've failed these innumerable people living in lone homes, we've failed to give them what is their fundamental right, a dignified life. Almost 70 years of adopting the Constitution, and we still discriminate, hate, and lynch. They try to explain it with the examples, like Sadi. They say we've moved forward, and we're moving forward. Discrimination is not as bad as it was 50 years back. Evils of childhood marriage are significantly reduced. Females have more rights now, and change doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient. What they fail to realize is with every passing day, people are being killed. Our people. So many die because they're forced to do manual scavenging. They're being denied what is their right of equality. Every time we pat ourselves on the back, every time we say that we've eradicated sati, kids are forced to leave school and women get raped. What good is our progress if it is too slow to save our own people? How many states, cities, or villages are free from untouchability? None. No, change doesn't happen gradually. It It's always a sudden incident, like an epidemic breaking out too quickly to contain, like the fall of the Berlin Wall or rise of Hitler. Change is imminent, and I hope when that happens, we're not on the wrong side of the history.